Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome back. My name is Beth and today I'm going to be doing a whip update video. So my first video that I posted was 2 weeks ago and it was a whip parade and I essentially showed you all of the projects that I had. And today it's things that I have stitched on and things that I have started since then. And I'll also show you a couple of things that I picked up along the way and talk about some Stitchy plans because I do have some plans for a Stitch-a-thon and then like a Christmas themed situation, I don't know, and things like that. And I'll talk about that after I show you all of my whips and such. And yeah, so I'm gonna start with the projects that I had already started, and then after I talk about those, I will go into my 3 new starts. Yeah, look, I'm new here, so it's fine. So this first project is in a project bag, a proper project bag. This is from Duck Duck Goose, and it is like a patriotic, and it's it's like stars and stripes. I think this is Teresa Kogut fabric, I don't know, but it's really nicely made. And I put my Lady of the Flag in here, which I have made some good progress on. So this is what it looked like the last time you saw it, right? And I'm doing the blue conversion. There's like this Facebook group and they've posted a few different conversions in there, and I chose to do the blue conversion. And let me just show you, which I don't iron anything. I don't even own an iron. Typically if things have wrinkles in them, I just put them back in my dryer and throw a couple of ice cubes in there to create some steam. So I'll buy an iron one day, okay? So nothing's iron, just FYI. This is what I got to the other day. And then I stopped because I don't like this fabric. I've decided that I'm starting over and I ordered me some new fabric. But let me show you really quick. This is how far I've gotten, which I'm obsessed. I love this, but I'm just not vibing with this fabric. It's the called for fabric, so it's like a, what is it, Witchelt? It's just very stiff and like see-through, and I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I will say that I'm not, God, it's so pretty though. I'm just very attracted to patriotic colors. I don't know why. I'm not gonna frog this or anything. I'm gonna keep it because maybe after I stitch like the one that I'm gonna stitch for me, I will pull this one back out and finish it and then gift it to someone else or something. But I did order some new fabric from Primitive Hair, and it is the Constitution fabric, I think is what it's called, and I'm gonna stitch her on that. It's a 30 count, and because I've also noticed I've started a couple of Mirabilias. Okay, I've started 1, 2, 3 Mirabilias, and the other 2 are done on hand-dyed fabric, and I noticed that the stitches are a lot smaller than the stitches on the called for fabric. So from here on out, I think for any other Mirabilias that I start, I'm gonna go for a 30 or 28 count fabric, just so I can make sure that the beading works. So yeah. So anyway, I did order that fabric and I'm gonna start it over as soon as the fabric comes in because I just love, she's like, out of all the Mirabilias, the patriotic ladies are definitely my favorites. Okay, so the rest of my bags are these Amazon bags, so I won't be showing you all of those. But this next project is the Greenhouse of Oddities Sal by Lola Crow, and this is stitched on 36 count Mirage by Picture This Plus, and I'm just using the call for DMCs, and this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. I am jumping around on this piece. The last time you saw I haven't finished anything. I just started everything. I still haven't finished the frame, but I did finish the second planting and I'm almost done with the first planting. So this, I don't have a board either that people use. Look, I am not prepared. I mean, I'm kind of prepared. I'm not prepared. It's fine. So this is what it looks like now. The only thing that I have finished thus far is the second planting. I'm almost done with the first planting, but when I tell you These little cacti and these plants, they're very confetti heavy considering what they are. Like some of them take like 6 or 7 colors and they're like spread out little, it's kind of confetti heavy. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so this next project, I'm not taking off the Q-snap because there's a lot of fabric and it took me a minute to like figure out how to get it on here in a way that is still comfortable for me to stitch. I probably should get like a scroll frame or something, but I'm probably not going to. I did buy a bigger Q-snap for it, so it is what it is. But this is my Heaven and Earth project. It'll probably be the only Heaven and Earth that I ever stitch because this is probably going to take me 10 years to do. I actually was telling my husband, I started this the day after we got married, right? Which we got married in June. So we've been together for a while, but we've only been married for not even a month yet. So I started this the day after we got married. And I was like, I'm gonna give myself 5 years. I would love to have this completed by our 5-year anniversary. And then, anyway, let me show you what the the thing. Anyway, so this is a portrait of Father Xmas, and I don't remember the artist's name. I'll put it on the screen with the picture. And it's Santa Claus, and I am a big Santa Claus lover, right? My Christmas tree is done in Santa Claus. I love the traditional old Christmas Kris Kringle Santa. Look, listen, my birthday is also the week before Christmas. Big Christmas family over here. My husband's birthday is December the 9th. My son's birthday is December the 9th. My daughter's birthday is in November. But we're all like clumped together right before Christmas. So Christmas is very big in our household. So this is going to be a special project if I'm ever able to finish it. And I just picture it being like this huge piece that is framed in this very chunky gold antique looking frame, and you can hang it above your fireplace and whatever, and just something close to my heart because it took me so long to finish it, if I ever do finish it. Anyway, so this is where it was the last time you saw it, and so far I've only used 3 colors. The first few pages is just all 310 and 100 green. And this is where I'm at now, and I'm just winging it, crossroading it. I don't really know what it's called, but there you have it. I'm literally probably about halfway through a skein of 310 already, and I'm not even done with the first page. This is 18 count Ada. I probably had I talked to people prior to starting this, I would have gone with like a 22 count, 20 something 5 count, I don't really know, but I went with 18 count. It is what it is. It's gonna be gorgeous when it's done in 5 to 10 years. I'm hoping 5 years, fingers crossed, but whatever. Okay. This next project is what really confirmed it that I need to get an iron, and here's why. So first off, it's Lady and the Unicorn, right? I got this off Amazon in a kit. And this is by Thea. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna Google it after I'm done filming. So the next update, I'll know how to properly pronounce her last name. But anyway, she has some beautiful work, by the way. And this is the one that is on Jobelin. This is where it was the last time you saw it, okay? First off, I wanna say this is very confetti heavy. This unicorn looks like it's 1 or 2 colors, nay. It is like 10 colors, and they're everywhere. It's like 2 stitches here, 1 over here, 6 over here. It's very confetti heavy, so it's a lot. It's work. So anyway, I pulled it out and I was watching Gilmore Girls and I was working on it, and I went to take a drink of my soda, and guess what happened? Yo girl spilled her soda on her project. I did, and my heart just like went straight out of my butt. I was on the verge of tears because I was like, what do I do? I have never washed anything. I don't know the proper way to do it. I didn't want to wait too long though and it stain the project, and I was like, what do I do? So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wing it. At least I'm not too far into the project. If I mess it up, I can just buy me another one. So I got some Dawn dish soap and I like put a little bit on the little spots, and I went into the bathroom and just like ran it under some water for a while, and I put it on my towel rack. And the next day, all was great. And I did continue to stitch on it, but it is very, very wrinkly, and even my stitches feel wrinkly, which is why I definitely need to get me an iron. But I put it away before I wanted to because the edges are fraying pretty badly now after I washed it. So I need to, I don't have a sewing machine either. I don't know how to sew. Maybe one day I will, but I don't have one. So I'm gonna have to hand, what do you call it? I don't really know because it is fraying pretty bad. But this is where I'm at now. I did some more of the unicorn. It is very wrinkly, I apologize. It is, oh, I wish I could show you just the part of the pattern. It is so confetti heavy. This is gonna be a very long project. Cause it just takes me so much longer to do this project than it does my other projects because of how heavy with the confetti it is. And I'm stitching that 2/2 on the fabric because that's what the instructions tell me to do. So yeah, I love it, but I hate it. You know what I mean? It's all my fault, all my fault. Had I not decided to drink a drink, right? I use my boobs to hold my Q-snap. It's fine, whatever. Anyway, that's not the only like mishap that has occurred in 2 weeks, and you'll see that in a minute with one of my new starts. All right, so then I have the Lord's Prayer by Lila's Studio, and this is a gift. I really need to like buckle down and just do it, or I'm not gonna have time. I need to finish 2 of these and have them framed before Christmas. So I definitely need to buckle down and get going. But I did get a good ways into this, I think. And this is done. This is my very first 40 count 1/2, like with one thread project, and I am obsessed. Your stitches just lace. It is raining. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Bless, you know, the Lord's like, you're bringing out my prayer. I'm gonna let it start raining. It has been 105 degrees here, like for 2 weeks straight, no rain. It has been so hot. My air conditioner cannot keep up. I live in Texas, so not only is it like 105 degrees, but it's also 100% humidity. And let me just tell you, bless, it's starting to rain. Oh, I love it. Okay, anyway. Where was I at? This is the first project that I'm doing like 1/2, and the stitches with one thread, oh, they just lay so nicely compared to stitches with 2. And I've also noticed in this, you know, little time of me really diving into cross stitch is that just even from stitching 310 to going to stitching white, the stitches are completely different. My stitches look so ugly with white floss. Why is that? It's like too fluffy to lay flat enough for me, but then 310 is too sparse. I'm just, where's the anyway. I love this. So if y'all see me starting a lot of projects on 40 count fabric, just know it's because it's beautiful. Anyway, so this is where I'm at now. Did I show you my previous picture? Did I show you where I was at prior? I hope I did, but this is where I'm at now. So I did a little bit of this green frame here, and then this entire situation. Look how cute my needle minder is. I did get me some actual needle minders from Etsy. I still need a lot more. It's like every time I get new ones in, I'm starting another project. But let me move my head so it'll focus on this. Can you focus on my stitches? Look how beautiful they are. Look at them stitches. Okay. And the colors, like these flowers, the floss that you use for the flowers, in the skein it looks red, but when you stitch it, it looks like almost a hot pink. I love it. I love this. I told my husband, I said, you better hope and pray that I don't love it too much to where I decide to keep it. But yeah, so that's gonna be, I'm not telling you anything. This is on, sorry, this is on 40 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim, which I have learned that it is one of my favorite fabrics to stitch on. I also recently just kitted up the vanity sampler with the same fabric because I just love the look of the fabric and how like it literally looks like somebody poured their lemonade on it. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the Lord's Prayer. Excuse me if I'm like doing things out of order and forgetting to show things or talk about things. I'm new here, okay? Okay, so this is my last whip before getting to my new starts. So this is the Stephen King house by Witchy Stitcher, who is over on Etsy. And this is stitched on 16 count Barnwood Ada. And this is where it was the last time you saw it. And I actually host a book club that is Stephen King themed. And so while I was finishing up our latest book for that, which was The Outsider, I was stitching this, and this is how far I've got. And now this month we have to read It by Stephen King, which is a very, I want to annotate it though. I read It before and I really enjoyed it, and I want to read it again and annotate it. So I don't know if I'll stitch while reading it. If I do stitch while listening to the audiobook, it'll be this project, but just so I can have the memories linked to the project. I don't know, you know, like I've been watching Gilmore Girls a lot, and when I look at one of my other projects, it makes me think of Gilmore Girls because that's what I've been watching. Anyway, I digress. This is where I'm at now, and I am obsessed. I am obsessed. So this block is completely finished. Besides, I have to do some spider webs in the corner, but they connect to other blocks, you know? So I'm waiting until I finish the other blocks to do that. But it says based on a novel by Stephen King here with a spider. I'm obsessed. And then I'm working over here, which is a block that has Carrie in it. I love this. I love all of my projects, okay? I love all of them. All of them. This is just, it's a fun little hobby, right? Okay, so now I have 3 new starts that I want to talk about. And one of these, like, I started it and I was hooked. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna finish this one soon because I'm not gonna be able to stop. And that project is The Feather Fairy by Mirabilia, which this is one that I don't ever see anyone stitch. And when I saw it, it just reminds me a lot of my daughter, right? And I was like, yes, immediately buy. I will say there are some color choices that I might change a tad. I don't know. But other than that, I think it is so cute. And to me, Mirabilias, they seem intimidating because you have like, it's a pretty decent size, you know, pattern. And then you also have like the Krynics and the water lilies if it calls for that, or the beads. And this one only calls for 1 bead. Where's it at? And 2 Krynics. So that's all. And so I was like, this is going to be like my first. I've never beaded a project ever before, and I thought this would be a good one to start because it only has 1 type of bead. Anyway, so this is stitched on 32 count Ancient Belfast linen by Picture This Plus, and I had started it and I got maybe like a day and a half worth of stitching, and I miscounted somewhere, and it was too much to just kind of fudge. I was like missing 4 rows, right? And then it was also over too many. So it was like too short, and I don't even know. So here's the picture, and what is all circled is what I had to frog. Yeah, it took me longer to frog what I had to frog than it did for me to stitch all of that. I really need to get a seam ripper or something because frogging black is something else. But I have since continued on, and I got a little bit more in, and I still have stuff down here to frog. I still have this bit here, and it's like, so I just, you know, and I'll just frog that later. You can see all the little holes from where I previously frogged, but look how far I've gotten. She's beauty, she's grace, she's gonna look great. She just reminds me of fall, and I think in my brain, this is what I have going on in my brain. So we're moving in March from this house into another house. We haven't even like went house hunting or anything. We're just renting right now. But anyway, our lease is up in March and we're moving to a different town. We know for sure. So I don't want to like plan out anything for this house. My kids are bowling. Like they're playing with their little bowling set. If you hear them, that's what they're doing. Sorry. Not sorry. But I would really love to have, we have a good entryway here, and I would love to have like an entryway table and then have like one big cross stitch or whatever above it, and then like some little decor pieces and little cross stitch frame things on the table and whatever. And then like change it out every month or two, and to have like her, the fairy, as like an August or September, I don't know, because she just screams like fall to me with these colors and stuff. And this is also the first time I've ever done 1/1 skin, which it kind of blends in with this fabric. Let's not talk about it. That was interesting, and I don't like it. You see it? Can you see right here? That was interesting, and it takes a very long time to do. But other than that, I really love this. I feel like Mirabilias are very easy to stitch, and it's not block stitching. It's kind of block stitching, but not too big of block for you to be like, okay, I'm really tired of stitching the same color. Does it make sense? So to be like blocks of like 10 stitches and like 12 stitches. I don't know. I just really love it. They stitch up so quick and easy. That was like 3 days of stitching, all of that work. Anyway, I love her. So then I was ordering fabric, and I have all of my projects are on neutral fabric, right? And I was like, I want something fun. Even if I don't start anything on it right now, I just want to have something fun. And so I ordered 2 pieces of fabric from Jackson Fiber Arts. Is that what it's called? I think so. And one of them came in, and I was like, ah, this would be so perfect for a mermaid. And I started a mermaid. And so let me show you. Which I'll also say that this fabric is so nice. Like the quality, how it feels, it's like top tier. Definitely ordering from this company a lot because I love it. So the mermaid that I started is Aphrodite Mermaid by Mirabilia. And there are so many beautiful mermaids, right? And I pictured this to be hung up on my little seasonal entryway situation that I have going on in my brain. So I would do like patriotic stuff, like with my Lady of the Flag or the Queen of Freedom or whatever, and then have like the little patriotic little things. And then for like June, and then like the first week of July, and then for the rest of July, I would do like nautical things, and this be like the big one. Am I making any sense? That's my plan in my head. It might change, but that's why I was like, I need a mermaid to stitch. And there's so many beautiful mermaids, but I chose this one because the color I felt like wasn't the same types of blue as the fabric to like blend in too much. But I think, I don't know. Let me just show you. Okay, let me just show you. This was just one night of stitching. This fabric, Jackson Fiber Arts, is that what it's called? I started this on July 2nd, and I just did it for one evening. Jackson Fabric Arts off Etsy. This is 32 count Malmo is what it's called. And when I pulled it out, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like water. And I just did that little bitty start. I just want to show you, the fabric is so nice. This is the little start that I have going on. All those little empty spaces, like right here, whatever, that's all Krynic. Yeah, buddy. So I have a order from 123 Stitch coming in with the Krynics and things that I needed for this project and the next one I'm going to show you. But this fabric, like the picture of this plus fabric is nice, and also like the fiber on whim, but they're very like dry feeling, crispy kind of, you know. This is just soft. It's so nice. This is good fabric, and I ordered another piece by them because it's just so good and I love it. And ever since I started this, the Katy Perry song will not leave my brain. And like I ran out of floss drops, but this is most of the colors. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Very summertime, beautiful mermaid. And I'm just like, Mirabilia has me in a chokehold right now. So my last project I started yesterday on a whim. It was 4th of July. We were all at home. My husband just got off work. He worked like a little short day. And I was like, you know what, is Hobby Lobby open? Because I really need some floss, because I want to start a Christmas in July piece. And I was like, I want to stitch this one because I had the Aphrodite fabric and I felt like it looked really good with this Santa. So I started, what is this called? Spirit of Christmas by Lavender and Lace. And I also read, was it Nora Corbett's Instagram or somewhere? I've been like looking at blogs and stuff about Mirabilias, but to read more about like the fabrics and whatever for the beading and whatever, I digress. I believe, if I'm correct, the designer for Lavender and Lace is Nora Corbett's mom, or was Nora Corbett's mom. Which makes sense because their patterns look very similar in like the way they're stitched. I don't know. They look similar to me. But anyway, I started this on, this is the Affogato by Fiber on a Whim, but this is 32 count. And again, just one day of stitching. Like, I don't even have floss drops. I ran out of floss drops the 2 days before when I was doing the Aphrodite. So they're all just, I'm just working on them, and I have the golds coming in from 1, 2, 3 stitch. Because you do like use some gold Kreinik in here. One thing of gold Kreinik and one thing of gold cord by Kreinik. I don't know. We'll see when it gets here. This is how far I've done. Again, one day of stitching, but I love it. This makes my heart smile so big. And I don't know if you can tell, this is Santa's chest and bits of his beard and then part of his arm that goes this way. So this would be his mitt here, and this is his fur on his arm, and then his arm curves. I'm obsessed. I'm gonna insert, if I can find a picture of my Christmas tree. I have 2 Christmas trees, by the way. I have a huge one, and then I have a pencil tree. They're both like, they're green trees, but they're flocked. And I just love Christmas, and this just, like when I tell you this, Christmas and patriotic things just make my heart so happy. I don't know why, I'm just drawn to them. But yeah, that was my, let me just start it on a whim yesterday. Let everybody pile in the car so we can go to Hobby Lobby. I need to get floss. I need to figure out, I know there is needlework places here, needle shops, needle workshops, you know, LNSs here in Houston. One time I went to go to one and it was closed on a Monday or something. I don't know. I need to figure out where like a good one is, and so I can just, I figured they wouldn't be open yesterday anyway because it was 4th of July, but I don't really know. So I don't have to like keep ordering from 1, 2, 3 Stitch every week. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. But those are all of the projects that I have been working on the past 2 weeks, and I'm very proud with the progress that I have made, especially on my new starts, especially like Feather Fairy. I feel like had I not had to frog all that I had to frog, I feel like I would have made some damn good progress on that one. But yeah, so let me show you a couple of things that I have also picked up in the past 2 weeks. Not everything, because some of the stuff I feel like is boring. You know, I bought a clipboard to hold my patterns while I stitch. It has actually come in clutch, okay? First up, we have some Mirabilias, because when I tell you, old Nora Corbett has me in a chokehold right now. So the first one that I have is Winter White Santa. Again, I'm obsessed with Christmas and Santa Clauses, and I would love to get my hands on the other one, like Spirit something, I don't even know what it's called, but this one here, yes ma'am. But this one is also really good. I would like to find like a fabric that looks like a gray storm, I don't know. And then we have Princess Eliana. I feel like she's really popular right now, or I see a lot of people have whips of her. I just love the colors and how colorful she is. And I also picked up some fabric for her. This is Kuntsy by Fiber on a Whim, and I bought this before I decided to start stitching them on 32 count. It's just like a lavender, I don't think there's any modeling in it. Maybe slight modeling, but it's like nothing to write home about, but it's whatever. That's for her. And then this is one I want to stitch for my daughter. This is November Topaz Fairy. My daughter was born in November, and I know this isn't meant to be an E, but it looks like an E. And so my daughter's name is Emerson. And so I just felt like this is very perfect for her. And then the last one is Enchanted Mermaid. And I got this one. This isn't Queen Mermaid. I know there is a Queen Mermaid, but I got this one because just her posture reminds me of all the queens. And I would love to get like Spring Queen and Autumn Queen and Summer Queen and Queen of Freedom and all the queens. And I just felt like she looks more like a queen than the actual Queen Mermaid. So those were the oh no, I did also buy this Trick or Treat Fairy. This was originally published in a magazine, but now it is available on some website. You can buy it. I'll link it down below. I thought it was so cute. It has a ton of beads. I haven't picked the beads up yet. I bought the pattern, and then I did go ahead and pick up all the floss and the 5 different Krynics that you need, and I need to figure out what fabric I'm gonna get for it, and then also pick up the beads. So I did get that. And then, let's see, I won a giveaway. So Megan from the Seattle Stitcher had a giveaway for this pattern. So this is Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. And I think it's so cute. And this would be so good to set out at Halloween time. I love it. I love the border and the random skeleton that's like coming out of the ground. I don't know. I love it. So I cannot wait to stitch that. And then of course I just had to. This is Halloween at Hawthorne Hollow. I'm obsessed, and I know this is a huge piece. There's 12 squares, well 11, but I would count this big one as 2. And my idea is to start it like one Halloween time and then do a block a month and finish it around the following Halloween. That's my thought process anyway. Yeah, my battery is about to die, so I'm gonna go charge it for a minute and then continue on. So BRB. Okay, so hopefully my battery is charged enough for me to finish this video, because I just checked the mail and I got some really fun things in, and I can't wait. I have to show you. So first off, the fabric that I ordered to restart my Lady of the Flag has arrived. I'm so excited. It is printed fabric, and it's just the Constitution. It looks like an old piece of paper. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be gorgeous. In case you were wondering what I'm stitching on today, just know it's this. And I know there's another piece from a different company. If I find it, I'll post a picture here, that is similar, not the same, but very similar fabric that I'm now gonna have to order, because a beautiful soul named Sarah, she sent me Queen of Freedom Mirabilia, and she sent me some chocolates too, which thank you so much, which this is so sweet. I can cry. And she sent me the floss too. I don't know, should I restart my Lady of the Flag? Should I start? But I'm gonna order the second piece of fabric, not the same thing, but similar for her. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I love this so much. That was so sweet of you, Sarah. Thank you so much. I am forever grateful for you. Cannot wait to start this and my Lady of the Flag, and just think when they're both done, how iconic they're gonna look together. Man, that just makes my heart so happy. So I was going over the few patterns that I have picked up recently. So I also have another lavender and lace, and this is, what is this? Peace Angel, which stunning. Love that. And okay, so I had this pattern before when I attempted cross stitching those few years ago, and then I no longer have any of my stuff from then, which breaks my heart, but let's not talk about it. I had this pattern then, and I have been thinking of, since I started cross stitching again, I couldn't stop thinking of this pattern. It is really old. The pattern itself is hand drawn, like that's how old it is. But I think I saw that they've redone it digitally and you could buy it in PDF form. I may do that just for making it a little more simpler for me to read it, but it is, what is this? Carousel, Dreamscape Carousel by Teresa Kogut, which I know she's really popular for her dragons and stuff, but I saw this and I just think this is going to be stunning. A lot of these pictures of cross stitch patterns and stuff, the pictures never do it justice, but maybe with some tweaking, brighter fabric, I think it's going to be stunning. So I picked that up off eBay. And then I had to pick up this one because all the girlies are doing it. I believe there's even like a stitch along or something, start along, and people have started this and I think it's beautiful. I do want to get a fabric that's a tinge brighter than this, but still with like the gray undertones, the cool gray undertones. But I think this would be gorgeous come Halloween time, and that is by Blackbird Designs. And I have only ever stitched with DMC or a kit called for threads. So I think I'm going to use this as my opportunity to try out the Gentle Arts threads to see how I like those. So I'm going to kit this one up and possibly start it in October. I need to wait, really. And then, oh man, this is also a really popular pattern that's been going around, the willow tree. I had to. This is Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais. And as I was ordering this, I found it from a seller on Etsy. I started looking at Brenda Gervais' other pieces. Holy guacamole. She has her, and I think Teresa Kogut may be like my favorite, and Mirabilias, maybe my favorite type, like designers that I have. I don't know. This is stunning. I'm sorry, stunning. And this one takes some fancy flosses as well. And this is definitely one that I would want to try out. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to open it up because my battery is not fully charged and we don't have the time for that. Okay, there goes my dog. And then on Etsy, another seller, I wanted to do like my last name for my husband to put at his office at work. I don't know. And so a seller on Etsy did this is not the pattern, this is just the photo, the pattern's on the inside, but did this for me. I'll link her store down below. And she also did like color codes with the symbols and stuff. I'm changing the colors up, and I might throw in some beads or something to make it a little bit more fancier, but it's Morvant, which is my last name, my husband's last name, what have you. Okay, we're almost done with the haul, I'm sorry. And then I got this one. It is called a Quaker Game Board by Papillion Creations. And I got this because around the border it says, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." What movie does that remind you of? So I got that. Plus I have a hanging Scrabble board right there that we're currently playing. Like when we come in here, I'll make a move and then I'll tell right on there, like, your turn, and later my husband will come in and he'll do, you know, like that's what we do with our hanging Scrabble board. But this is so pretty. But definitely reminds me of The Shining by Stephen King. And then lastly, I got Quaker Christmas. Did I print out the picture of this? No, I did not. I'll insert a picture here, but I got Quaker Christmas by Bygone Stitches. Yeah, this is absolutely stunning. And this takes crescent colors. So a lot of skeins, but very pretty. 20 skeins of balsam fir, 2 skeins of Cupid, and 1 skein of Ye Old Gold. This one seems more of like something that I could pull out seasonally to hang up. So those are all the patterns that I have picked up recently. My kids, they're fighting. Okay, so I did pick up some fabric, and some of these I have no idea what I'm gonna stitch on. I just picked them up because I thought they were pretty. So the first one is the other one that I picked up from Jackson Fabric Arts, and this one is called Arches, I think. It's like a rusty color with like maybe some purple-ish undertones. Is this a fat quarter? I don't know. My kids are so loud. She's like, Bubba, the ball game. So I got that. I have no idea what I'm going to stitch on that, but I thought it was beautiful, and I just love the feeling. Their fabric, I just love it's. Then I ordered this. Don't ask me why, because I regret it. I was like, should I return it? I don't know if they take returns. I didn't realize it's very. I know it's kind of popular place from Fabric Flair. This is the Victorian Roses. On the picture on Etsy, it was really pretty, but in person, not so much. It looks very cheapy. It was really expensive, so I was like $30-ish. So I was expecting it to come in and be like nice quality. It's a printed piece of cheap fabric. I don't know. And then lastly, a lot of girls that I've been watching have been stitching up the soda stitch things, and so I was just like, and once they add their back stitching, it looks so cute. Granted, it's very cartoonish, not something that I would typically buy. However, I do have a 4-year-old who is just now getting into Disney princesses. She used to be big into like Lion King, Lilo and Stitch, Cars, Toy Story. But recently she's gotten into Tangled and The Little Mermaid, and Beauty and the Beast is her favorite thus far. And I saw that they had some Disney princess inspired stitches, and I thought, how cute would it be to have like a wall, and they're square pieces. I'll post them, some of them right here. They're square, so when you stitch them up, they're an exact square. And I thought, how cute would it be to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like frames, you know, with each little thing. Anyway, and so I picked up 2 pieces of fabric just to see. And so these are both the same thing. They are Crystal Bashful Laguna by Picture This Plus, and it's like an opalescent, very light pink fabric, and it's opalescent. I don't know if you can tell. And I figured I could start with like Beauty and the Beast and Sleeping Beauty or something, do those, and if she likes them, I'll continue on. So I got 2 pieces of that to start some of those eventually, and to put in her room with like little white frames or something. And for my son is 3, my daughter's 4. My son is 3. My son is still into like JJ from Cocomelon or Baby John from Little Angel, like the little toddler cartoons. He's getting into older stuff, but he's still very much into that. Slash, he is obsessed with farms and horses and farm animals, and he has been for like a year now. And so I was like, okay, I would much rather stitch something that's like farm related for him versus Cocomelon. So I found this on Etsy. It's also really hard to find really pretty horse cross-stitching things that aren't full coverage. So somebody needs to get on that. Like Nora Corbett, you need to do like a really pretty horse. Or like things that are geared more towards boys as well. I feel like she has tons of stuff for little girls, but nothing for boys. I digress. So I got this. It's in the plastic because it's a kit. I don't want to open it, but it's Little Partners by Needle Treasures. I found it on Etsy. It is full coverage. It comes with like brown Aida and whatever. But I think it would look really pretty if I get like a wooden frame that looks like it's made from like driftwood or farm wood or something. Like you could probably get a splinter if you rub on it kind of frame. An old beat up frame. And that would look really cute. And maybe one day I'll do his room in like horses or something. Right now it's just in whatever he likes. I don't really know. He's 3. He don't care anyway. But those are my acquisitions, as they say. Really quick into Stitchy plans, and then I'll let you guys go. Ideally, for like the next 2 weeks slash also July, for the Pick a Whip prompt, which was birds, I am going to get in some stitches on my Lola Crow Sal piece, the Greenhouse of Oddities piece. And then for my Christmas in July focal point, that is my Santa Claus from Lavender and Lace. So those two pieces will for sure get some stitches. And then I am definitely going to be restarting my Lady of the Flag on the new piece of fabric that I just got. I do need to look up, I'm sure there's a video or 2 or 3 here on YouTube on how to like serge it without a serger, like with my hands, to keep the fabrics from fraying. So I need to do that probably this evening. And then yeah, and I'm gonna try to touch on more projects as well. I'll probably do like do 2 days of Santa, a day of the Lola Crow, a day of Lady of the Flag, a day of Feather Fairy, 2 days of Santa, you know, like, and then do whatever, 2 days of Santa, whatever, you know, just kind of like do Santa as a focal point, but spread everything else out somewhere in between. I don't like leave, like, I feel really guilty that I have not touched on my bookshelf piece that I had, because I really enjoy that, so I felt kind of guilty that I hadn't touched that. The Dimensions kit that I have, I'm still on the fence of whether or not I'm going to retire it or not, so I don't feel guilty that I haven't touched. That's the only project that I genuinely have no feelings for. Every other one I'm like super in love with. I want to stitch them all today. So anyway, so that's kind of like July, whatever. And then for like just other plans that I have. In October, I'm going to start a Stitchathon. I'm going to host a Stitchathon. I'll have more information, like set in stone information. I'll probably do an entire video on it in August to kind of tell you all the ins and outs if you want to join me. It'll be a Halloween themed Stitchathon that'll last for 7 days, and essentially you'll have 7 prompts, and it's like a prompt a day. So like the first prompt would be to start the buddy stitch, and I'll have like a piece picked that will all stitch together on a Wednesday or something like that. And then another prompt would be like stitch while watching a Halloween movie, or stitch while doing something, or stitch something that has da 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 or whatever. It'll just be like 7 different prompts, and you do a prompt a day, and we all do it together, yada yada yada. That's kind of like my plan so far. I'll have more details on that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Discord. It's kind of like chat rooms. If you're my age or older, then you probably know what a chat room is. It's kind of like chat rooms. I might make a Discord for those of you who want to join the Discord, and we can actually like share photos with each other. You can share them with me, I can share them with you. There'll be a hashtag and Instagram templates. I really love making templates. I have a, like I said, a Stephen King book club, and I make templates for that all the time. Here's like an example. And a template is essentially like you use it on your Instagram stories to update people on the Stitchathon or whatever. Anyway, I'll have all the details in August. Maybe I can find 1 or 2 people to like help host it with me. I don't know. But yeah, that's like my plan for October. So there will be for sure 1 new start then, which will be the buddy stitch for that. Okay, then November, gonna take a break from starting things. I do want to start the Mirabilia November Topaz on my daughter's birthday, and her birthday's in November, so I may do that then. And then for December, however, I am gonna do 12 days of Stitchmas. Now, I try to look up things to see if like that was already a thing, but this is gonna be where for the 12 days leading up to Christmas, I'm gonna start 12 new things. So does that start on the 14th? I don't know math. 13th, 14th of December, somewhere around there. I'd be a new start that day, a new start the next day, a new start the next day. Just 12 new starts for Christmas. It'd be kind of like my Christmas gift to myself / my birthday, because my birthday's in December as well, which for my birthday start, which will be part of the 12 days of Stitchmas, I am doing Eyes on the Sparrow, I think is what it's called, and I'm going to get all the nice fancy flosses, and that's going to be like my official birthday start. I think it's very, I don't know, it's so beautiful and big and gorgeous, and I love it. But anyway, so that's that. So I'm going to have a lot of starts for December. Yeah, and that'll be probably like the last of my new starts. So I gotta kit a lot of things and plan a lot of things and tell you about a lot of things, but those are just like my, for now, ideas that I'm working on and whatnot. and so forth. And this, that, and the other. My son's birthday is also in December. For his birthday, I might go ahead and start this as well. And my ideas for that is to start this and then finish it for the following birthday and gift it to him. Same with my daughter's fairy. I don't know. I feel like I'm not a slow stitcher. I feel like I'm a normal stitcher, but because I don't work, I do get extra time that some people don't, which is why, for example, my Santa, I did all of this just yesterday, you know? And I feel like that's good. That's a good one, not even a full day, because we didn't go to Hobby Lobby until around 3 or 4, so this was mainly like yesterday evening. You know, most of this, when I look at this, I think of Jessie Marie, because I watched her video, her 2-hour-long video, Whip Parade, while I was stitching that. But anyway, that's kind of that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I hope my kids weren't too loud for you, but it is what it is. They're living life, and we can't blame them for doing that, you know? Unless they fight, then it's a different story. But anyway, yeah, that's that, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye!